What if I were to tell you that the reason you feel impatient and overwhelmed by your goals isn't because you're losing your motivation or your energy to work? It's because you've been approaching your goal setting wrong. So, most women leaders that I work with are feeling quite burnt out, honestly, from chasing endless tasks that are, yes, they're keeping their teams functioning and their businesses running, but they're leaving them feeling depleted, overwhelmed, and largely unsatisfied with the results of their herculean efforts. So this video is going to walk you through the goal setting strategy that I used to simplify and clean up my life, rebuild my business, and lead with clarity and confidence. And I've used it with dozens of clients to fuel both business growth and personal fulfillment, so that you can finally lead with intention, focus, and alignment, and ultimately achieve sustainable success. You can finally create better results in life and in business by doing less. So I know what it feels like to be drowning in responsibilities and to-do lists that keep growing without feeling like the work is actually paying off. So I burnt out hard running my first startup. We raised money, we generated revenue, but not enough to keep the lights on through the pandemic. And while building that business, I crushed my physical and mental health, and I landed myself in the hospital. So that was neither a situation of business growth or personal fulfillment. That was the lowest of the low for me. So I pivoted my career 7 times in the first 10 years of working, trying to find the path and the big goals that truly excited me, energized me, and felt meaningful, and didn't cost me my health or my relationships. And it wasn't until I became a mom in my early 30s that I finally gave myself permission to fully redefine success on my terms. So I rebuilt everything from the ground up. My business, my physical and mental health, my family life, using the same goal setting strategy that I am sharing with you today. And now my 30-hour work weeks are the most productive, aligned, successful, and fulfilling of my career. So my client leads are coming inbound based on my marketing at a time when a lot of business owners in my industry are plateauing. The women choosing to work with me have been accomplishing amazing things. One of my clients just received 3 job offers for perfectly aligned leadership positions within desirable businesses, and 100% of my clients have asked to extend our relationship when our initial coaching contract comes to an end. So I know how to get women to their goals fast. So here's what I'm going to cover in this video: why high achievers struggle with very clear, specific goal setting, the difference between maintenance goals and aspirational goals, how to choose and focus on your first aspirational goal, writing your success statement, and then your action step for this video. So why do high achievers struggle with very clear, very specific goal setting? Why do we struggle to set specific goals and then stick to them? It's not because we're unmotivated. We're not slacking. There are just so many things that we want to achieve, that we want to maintain at the same time, while living in the existence and the results that we've already achieved. So women are often conditioned to prioritize the needs of others first, especially when we're in positions of leadership. We love to serve because that's a part of why we're here. And we are so used to performing and serving that we often forget to dream about the things that could push us, the things that could expand us. So we operate in a fog of mental overload in a very distracting, very digital, very saturated world, and we are consumed by our maintenance goals, and then we lack energy for the really exciting aspirational goals. So here's the difference between maintenance goals and aspirational goals. So maintenance goals keep life running. They allow us to continue to earn our existing success. So these are the goals that help us maintain stability and stay physically and mentally healthy and keep our families and our relationships functioning. And they're essential, but these aren't the ones that necessarily spark the deep motivation or the personal transformation. So ideally, these ones all become habits and happen without too much effort or energy, right? So the more our maintenance goals happen on autopilot, the more time and energy we have for the aspirational goals that allow us to expand. So for example, maintenance goals, getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep, depending on the stage if you have children. of their development. Meal prepping for the week, keeping the house tidy, staying on top of work emails, getting daily movement, managing family schedules. These are the goals that do bring some satisfaction because they allow us to maintain our current level of peace, health, and success. They impact the energy in our home. And so my recommendation is to always start by optimizing for your maintenance goals. So the things like your physical and mental health and your key relationships, these all need to be prioritized or nothing else is going to matter. Or even if you achieve some really big business and career goals, you may end up feeling unfulfilled. And we don't want that. So for me, as an ambitious high achiever that values and prioritizes my family and my health, these are some of my maintenance goals, right? So show up every single day as a calm, patient, loving, present mother. Obviously, there's moments where I could do better, but largely that is a maintenance goal at this point. That means responding instead of reacting, teaching instead of punishing, all that good parenting stuff. Maintain deep connection and communication with my husband. So that involves asking him and asking our children emotion-focused questions every day. So whether it's during car rides, after school, or at dinner, keeping my nervous system regulated and my mind and body healthy, which involves healthy eating, daily movement, and moments of mindfulness. And now aspirational goals really allow us to grow and expand into a higher version of ourselves. So these are the goals that stretch us. They connect us to purpose, to joy, to creativity, to growth, to possibility. Aspirational goals feel aligned with our desires. They feel exciting and scary and aligned with the future vision for our lives, even if they feel a little bit bold and out of reach sometimes. So for example, starting the creative project or business, redesigning your career and your work week based on personal values and priorities, healing your nervous system if stress has been impacting you physically, overcome the chronic condition, train for something challenging, maybe a marathon or a TEDx talk, write the book, take the sabbatical, change careers, deepen connection with your partner, reinvent family rhythms. Aspirational goals activate our why. They help us level up as humans. They turn us into the people that we want to become in this lifetime. So they often require mindset shifts and boundary work, but they're also what gives us energy and that sense of direction and purpose. So as an example, a few of my personal aspirational goals, between private one-on-one coaching, group coaching, my online course, and my free content on YouTube, like this video, help 10,000 women break free from the stress and burnout roller coaster to achieve sustainable success in business and in life. Create content consistently to share learnings and insights with my audience, build a 7-figure online business from the comfort of home without overworking or burning out. Now for you, here is how to choose and focus on your first aspirational goal. So if you think about your most perfect, your dream life that's possible 5 years from now, business and career, family life, partnership, physical and mental health, mindset, home environment, social and recreation, think about the most perfect life 5 years from now. What do all those things look like? And then identify what your maintenance goals are for the things like your health and your relationships. For example, I'll continue to get regular daily movement. I'll be better at eating nutritious foods for my physical health if it's something that you do but you want to do more of. And then if you think about your life today versus your dream life 5 years from now, where is that biggest gap? What has to be changed ASAP for your dream life to be possible? So any goal that causes you to grow and evolve into a better version of yourself is an aspirational goal. And then let's take that goal and run with it. So my business grads knew that this had to show up somewhere. A SMART goal is a clear, actionable goal setting framework to increase follow through and success. So let's spell out SMART as your reminder if you haven't heard it in a while. S is for specific, so clearly defining what you want to achieve. M is measurable. It includes a way to track progress or know when the goal has been achieved. A is make it achievable, so make sure it is realistic. Even if it feels like a little bit of a stretch, that's great, but make sure it's possible given your time, your energy, and your resources. So you don't have to know exactly how this result will be possible, how you'll actually make it happen. And so one check I like to do for myself is find someone that has achieved what I want and look at their timeline, and then remind myself constantly that if someone else did it, it is possible for me too, even if the path to get there looks different for me. R is relevant. So ensure that your goal, your stretch goal, aligns with your values, your priorities, and your bigger vision. This is so key. And this honestly is why my tech startup failed, because long term, I didn't want to become the woman that I believed I would need to be as the CEO of an investor-backed tech startup. It was the wrong kind of company for me as a person to be running based on how I knew I would want to live my life and show up for my husband and show up for my children, because my love language is quality time and acts of service. T is for time bound. So set a deadline or a time frame to stay focused and accountable. I think of time bound as a very loose guideline. So one of my favorite teachers on this subject is Bob Proctor, and he often referred to the gestation period of an idea to emphasize the natural, orderly process of your manifestation, of your goal, of your result. So just like a seed has a gestation period or an incubation period before it grows into a visible plant, every goal, every dream, every idea has its own unique timeline before it becomes a reality. So think of it this way. If a carrot seed takes 70 days to mature, a human baby takes around 9 months to incubate, an acorn takes years to become an oak tree. So your ideas, your dreams, your desires, they need time to grow through consistent nurturing, belief, and aligned action, right? It's not just belief, it's not just nurturing, it's not just reminding yourself what you're working towards. Aligned action is very much a part of this process. So Bob Proctor teaches that most people give up on their dreams too soon, right in the middle of the gestation period. So if they don't see immediate results, they think it's not working. But in his quotes, lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. So the gestation period just reminds us that because it hasn't shown up yet, because your result hasn't shown up yet, that doesn't mean it isn't coming. And your job is not to know exactly how or exactly when, but to keep holding the vision, acting in faith, and truly staying in alignment. So now we're moving on to writing your success statement, which I absolutely love. And this is the part that can feel a little bit delusional. But once you've chosen your aspirational goal, the one that requires you to expand and level up as a human, write your success statement. So here's how to write a really good success statement. You start with gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful now that. State your goal as done. So describe your desire as already real, clear, specific, and emotionally charged. I'll provide a few really good examples of a statement like this in a moment. Anchor it in meaning or action and add why it matters or how you made it happen. So here are a few relevant success statement examples, and feel free to choose one of these if it aligns. So here's an example for overall life balance and fulfillment. So I am so happy and grateful now that I feel calm, grounded, and confident each day. I trust myself fully, I'm present with my family, and I lead my life with clarity and purpose. Here's one for health and energy. I am so happy and grateful now that I wake up every day feeling rested, energized, healthy, and strong. Taking care of my body is easy and enjoyable, and I love how good it feels to prioritize my well-being every day. Here's a good one for parenting with patience and presence. I am so happy and grateful now that I parent with patience and presence. I'm able to stay calm under pressure, and my kids feel seen, safe, and loved no matter what's happening in the world around us. Here's one for success without stress or burnout. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm living and experiencing a career that I love, working with clients who energize me while having the time and space to enjoy my relationships and take care of myself. Here's one for inner peace and self-worth. It's great if you've struggled with confidence or imposter syndrome. I am so happy and grateful now that I no longer overthink or second guess myself. I'm able to trust my intuition. I'm proud of who I am, and I know I'm doing enough just as I am. And last but not least, a future self-embodiment success statement. I am so happy and grateful now that I live each day as the woman that I once dreamed of becoming. Peaceful, powerful, healthy, successful, and deeply fulfilled. And mine for 2025 as an example. Okay, it is now December 31st, 2025. I am so happy and grateful that I was able to help more than 10,000 women break free from their overthinking and overworking patterns this year to align with their path of sustainable success. Now, if you are ready to set goals that actually energize you, not just exhaust you, I have something for you. So if you'd like to receive my free goal setting guide for women leaders who want to fuel business growth, leadership, and personal fulfillment without burning out in 2025, subscribe to my email newsletter using the link below, or if you want a more hands-on walkthrough, book a free strategy chat with me and we will discuss. So remember, you are here for expansion, for achievement, and for fulfillment. You are here to lead, to grow, and to thrive in business and in life. And the future version of you is waiting. All you have to do is start setting goals that allow you to become her. So comment below if you're willing with your success statement to help inspire yourself, keep yourself accountable, and inspire others. I am so thrilled for you. If you are willing to write a success statement that feels a little bit bold and scary, I am thrilled for you because this is something that most people won't do. I will see you in the next video.